Hey folks, Justin Cupler here with TopSpeed.com. I am back with another top speed driven review. This time I am in a 2015 Acura TLX. This model is all new for 2015 model year. It actually replaces two Acura models from last year's lineup. It replaces the old TSX entry-level sedan and the TL. Now I know the ILX kind of replaced the TSX as well, but the TL kind of sits in the middle of the TSX and TL. Sorry, the Acura lineup is a little confusing with all the letters in it, but this kind of sits in the middle of those two. It's a tiny bit larger than the entry-level TSX sedan and a little bit smaller than the TL luxury sedan. If you remember correctly, I actually reviewed the TL sedan last year and gave it kind of low marks because it kind of fit the old bill of Acura luxury sedan. It wasn't very luxurious. That's the problem. It was a whole lot of money for a name and some premium features, but it really just felt like I was missing something for the 35 or 33,000 bucks that one cost me. This one comes in at 35,000 bucks, and that includes the technology package, which gets you things like the navigation system, a 10-speaker ELS sound system. It also gets you a multi-angle rear view camera, which I absolutely love to death because you can change the angles. You can see a wide screen, narrow screen, up top view. It's really nice. The only thing that's kind of lacking is the all-around monitor. This also gets you the Acura Link system, which I found very beneficial yesterday because I got stuck in some traffic in Tampa, and the GPS automatically routed me around it. The second it sensed that traffic, it routed me around it, and my wife and I were like, well, why is it taking us this way? Turns out when we came out on the other end, there was a big long line of traffic, and the Acura Link system really saved our lives that time. One issue with the navigation system, which is an issue with pretty much every new car navigation system that I get in my hands, is the voice recognition system kind of sucks. The problem with that is I only get the car for a week. These navigation systems with the voice recognition tend to adapt to your speech pattern, and your command pattern adapts to what commands this system can use. So it kind of takes a few months to train yourself and train the GPS system to understand your voice and for you to understand what you can do with your voice. So you learn that with time. As of now, it takes a whole lot more steps than it is just to reach over and plug the button. So don't really take my word as the gospel there, because it does take some time for you to get used to it and for it to get used to you. The audio system is outstanding. Those 10 speakers sound really crisp. The bass is nice. The treble was great. And the luxury features that come standard on this model without the tech package is great too. You get leather seating. This one has perforated seats because that comes with the tech package. But you get leather seats anyways. They have great bolsters. Bolsters here on your shoulders, bolsters on your thorax, and bolsters down here on your thighs. You also get leather everywhere. Leather here on the door panel, leather on your armrest here, leather here, leather in the back seat. The only places you don't get leather are the typical Acura places. Dashboard is your soft plastic. Your shoulder line, soft plastic. I wish they'd get rid of that, but they're getting much better with the material it's made out of. It feels a lot more leather-like. You also get some wood trim here and there. I'm not sure if it's real or if it's faux. I'm pretty sure it's faux wood. So that is one strike against this. But if you look at this model at 35,000 bucks and compare it to a BMW 320 or an Audi A4 or a Mercedes-Benz C300 or even a Lexus IS250, this one is at the same price or below all of those models with a ton more features. On top of that, you get a very quiet cabin. I was really surprised how quiet this was because Acuras tend to be a little noisier than most luxury cars. This one is not like that. You also get a 2.4 liter engine that it shares with the ILX and the Honda Civic Si. If you remember correctly, a few weeks ago when I drove the ILX, I was kind of complaining that this engine would be great with a dual clutch transmission. It needs one. And lo and behold, the TLX 2.4 comes with an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Now, this isn't some crazy sport tuned dual clutch like in a supercar or a 911 or something like that. This is more of an economy tuned one that has a sport mode. So if you put this in a Sport Plus mode by pushing the integrated dynamic system button down here right behind the gear shifter, it does get much sportier. The shifters are hard. The shifts come at a higher RPM. It holds on the gears longer. The steering kind of tightens up. The suspension tightens up. Everything gets more taut, and it feels like more of a sports sedan. But if you plump this thing down in economy mode, the shifts happen at about 2,500 RPMs under light throttle. It saves you a ton of gas. Yeah, I average about 28 miles per gallon on this thing, and I did a whole lot of city driving. So really, you're getting great gas mileage. I think the EPA rates this, I can check right now actually, EPA rates this at 35 miles per gallon highway, 28 miles per gallon combined, and 24 miles per gallon in the city. You'll get much better than that. Even in the city, I was averaging about 26 miles per gallon, and in the highway, I was peaking up around 40. Now that's in economy mode. You put this thing in sport mode, it drops significantly, so expect that. But the 2.4 liter engine matches so perfectly with this dual clutch transmission. They're just made to be together. And I expect to see this dual clutch transmission make it into other models within the Acura and Honda lineup. So look for that to happen in the next 2 to 5 years. And it's going to make the entire lineup better, because not only does it make this typically fuel-thirsty 2.4 liter better on gas, but it just makes it a more spirited drive. Some people are traditionalists and have to have that 6-speed. That's great. Keep that transmission available, but make this dual clutch available for folks like me who have kids. You know, we like having the ability to drive sporty cars, but we don't have the ability to drive a manual transmission because we're always reaching back to give something to our kid or to grab his drink or whatever. So the dual clutch really helps out there. In terms of performance, I've seen it timed anywhere from 6.6 seconds to 7.2 seconds. I average in a high 6, low 7 range, so that's about accurate. Not bad for a sports sedan. No, it's not going to keep up the C300 or the A4 or even the Lexus IS250 for that matter. But it will keep up with the BMW 320, and you get more premium features. 35,000 bucks. Like I said, you're not going to get one of these luxury cars with all of these features at 35,000 bucks. And the style of the TLX is great. It has a nice sporty look. And actually, you know, last week or a few weeks ago, I said the ILX is the best looking Acura model in the lineup. I have to go back on that and tell you, in fact, the TLX is the best looking model within the Acura lineup. I just hadn't seen this in person yet. I've seen pictures, but I didn't see it in person. The LED headlights up front give it a really striking look, especially at nighttime, and they light up the road perfectly. All the goodies like the blind spot monitor, the rear view camera, the rear cross traffic alert, the front collision warning system are all wonderful safety features. This one also gives you lane keep assist. Push this button on the steering wheel and the car will actually keep you in your lane. It's not the best lane keeping assist system I've ever seen, but it does work well. Overall, though, I can't really complain about anything on this car. A few things I can mention about it. Like I said, the voice recognition, but that's something that gets better with time. The soft top dash is a little iffy. The rear seat cup holder is a little bit floppy. As you can see, my son's cup just fell out of the cup holder just by barely touching it. But other than those couple little issues, I'm blown away by this car at 35,000 bucks, especially with the gas mileage and performance. You have a nice little mix there. So if you're out checking out sports sedans like the 320i or the Mercedes C300 or the Lexus IS250, stop by an Acura dealership and at least take the TLX for a test drive. You're going to be really surprised with the quality of the cabin, the quality of the build, the quietness, the dead cow all over the place, and the amount of features you get for that 35,000 bucks. Typically, Acuras are not very value-built cars. There's a lot of name and a lot of fancy features, but they don't feel like you get a lot of value. In this TLX, you get awesome value, and it's really worth your time, I think. So go ahead and take a look at it if you're out shopping for these kind of cars. You can check out my full written review at topspeed.com. That should be up sometime in the next week or so. I appreciate you guys dealing with me during my driven review, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.